Okay, Devils, how we doing today? Here we are on the 17th of October. It's Thursday, kind of middle of the day, and for the polling here, first up, and it's not surprising, we've got a lot of activity here in the FX markets and the pound. Getting a nice little reaction here as perhaps there's a glimmer of hope of resolution in the Brexit situation. So I'm not surprised here. So as I just bring up a blank chart here, this is a daily, or as I always remind you guys, you want to start on the daily in FX. It's always a good idea. So and just kind of, before I get into any Elliott count, I'm just kind of looking here, and it kind of looks to me like a bit of a double bottom here. So we tag it. I might bring this up just a tad, all right, like that. But I can't quite really see. I can't get enough here. So I want to. I've got this little wick that comes through, kind of interesting, but I can't quite see enough. So I want to go to the 3-day and look here. All right, so I'm getting, all the history here, at least is for O&A. We're going back to 02. So you look at that. So sorry, guys. Well, I mean, do I need to even draw it? I mean, we're out on a 3-day chart here. If I get this right on. So there's your front run. It looks like it might have been tied to this structure here. A little pop through. They go up. They front run the 50. That's within a tick or two. I'm on a 3-day chart. That's within a couple of ticks. So when you're looking at that and you're going, what's up with that little wick? Wonder what happened there. Well, if you don't go out to the 3-day, you're not going to see that. Right? That's what happened there. Right? Again, we could be looking at a 3-minute or a 3-day. This is always in the market. It's what drives the market. I don't know how anyone trades without knowing this. Let's just keep going here. You think, oh, come on. All right, well, so maybe something weird happened there. That's just coincidence out here on the 3-day. Let's open it up a little bit. You're just looking at it, right? You get to the point where you can just see them. Right? You damn near don't even have to draw them. Well, how about this one? All right, so, all right, we're going to get up to the 50, the Vegas wave, target, reaction. Okay? Good. You're like, okay, maybe, right? It's just a random coincidence. We'll go 2 in a row. Okay, let's try the next one. All right, well, this one, we get to third target. Here's a little retrace. Come up to just to tag the Vegas wave, get between the 50 and the 618. Well, we get a little reaction at first target, keeps going all the way to third target. So you would just keep going in that sequence. Now, you look here. So this would be the next one you'd have lined up. You can see here, looks like that's the front run. It looks like it's going to go, but it's got this extra kick. So now we even break the 786. So if you were in that, well, one of two things happen. Here, you got a fairly good turn here. I'd like to think you at the very least, you tighten your stop up a notch or two. I mean, just to reduce the risk a little bit. Looks like you might be on your way, and we get a turnaround here. So as I've told you guys many, many times, when you see that here, note, I've got everything on here. I've got the 6.5, the 707, the 786, and the 887. Right, so we break through the 787. So all you do is go back one. Right, what did they use? Right. Note, it's not the 618. It's into the golden zone. Right, we get a few in just to knock out the people that don't know any better and they put their stop just on the other side of the 618. That's all that's happening there. Stop's getting run, so somebody put their stop there, right, and then they see that follow. How about all the way to the big one? So now you have the kind of confluence that you hope to find. Right, look at that. It doesn't get any better than that, guys. I mean, you got to take that one. Right, in the golden zone at a 50. Now we can see we got a target down here. Now again, right, just because we have the target doesn't mean it's inevitable that it gets there. That's not what that means, but you can see what's happening here. Now guys, I am still on the 3-day chart. So I know you look at it and you go, oh shit, man, I can't wait that long. I gotta wait. That could be 2021 before that gets hit. Maybe. Let's clear this up a little bit. Let's see if there was anything maybe for a shorter time frame. Do I need to draw it? Now, guys, I'm still on the 3-day chart. Tick to tick. So you go, okay, that's all well and good, right? So maybe it only works on the 3-day chart. Maybe algos are only out here on the 3-day chart. Well, here's a good example, right? So if you were using this here, right? We got the 707, interestingly. Well, you're breaking the 65, so I'd be back here looking again. Now, we know this is a pattern that they respond to, right? We get this sort of the ABC-ish pattern. We're coming back up here. If we bump into that 50, I'd be paying attention, right? Because that's Vegas wave right there. Let's go down to the daily here. I think I've made my point here. Let's go daily. All right, let's open this up a little bit. Do I need to draw it? Let's get our low. All right, guess we can get this out of here. So, do we have a potential trend change? We come down, we tag the golden zone straight up. Now, this is likely your front run on the first target, but now we're tagging second. Potential trend change. Or now could be, right? So if we haven't even gotten to an Elliott count, but I can kind of, let's pull this off here. Still on a daily to, well, it looks like, you'd have to do this unless we're going to get into a diagonal here. We've already broken this. So it looks like, let's just check a few things here. Get that tightened up a little bit. Get you right there. All right, well, so this, yeah, you don't have a clear, you could be here. We could do it this way. Then you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that actually looks better here. So we're certain. Here's the 1272. Right. So, it's not our most common, but it certainly flies. So this looks reasonable here. So potentially now we've had something finish. So we're not going to know. We don't know for sure. Remember, we've got those very long-term algos, right, with lower targets. Let's get that blue. We'll go. Okay, let's go. We'll go micro. Okay, so potentially we've got a contender here. Now this is the one, right, where we're to the 707. So I'd go back. We got to go back one. So coming back to the last pivot high. Now, this is going to give us a full impulse and potentially imply the trend change. I guess we can kind of finish the whole thing off here with an ABC here. Let's go that in yellow. All right, so we got a contender here for this too. Again, whatever the longer term count is, which I'm really not making the point of the video here. But we've got a 3, and then we finish with a 5, and we've got a contender here. So just standard ops here, guys. Now I'm still out on the daily. All right, so 1, 2. So we don't know. It's either an ABC or a 1, 2 going into the 3. So we can, recognizing here that this will be close to our 50. So if we're going to get the full Monty here, if we're going to get a 1618 on the 3, which would just have you with a little more conviction that you had the 3 going here, but you don't confirm it because a 1618 and a C, right, is not terribly uncommon. Just a big rip in the C, but that would be the case. But then we'd be pushing up here potentially. Now it would be quite significant to break this high. So if we come down here and then we get a new high here, perhaps we've got a trend change. So you'd like to see that get a little more distance to come up here and get, so we might chop a little bit, get up and get that 3, then come down here for that 4 and then hold. Now we can start to feel good. And remember, I'm still on a daily. We can start to feel good about the potential for the trend change. That maybe I've got the ingredients here, so we can put some median lines on this. All right, we're to and through the 80. Well, look at that. That's interesting. So we've already tagged the upper parallel here. But that would be a bit more typical of what you might see in an ABC if we get the 127. So the 100, 1272, most common for the C relative if this is going to play as an AB. So down here, we're getting a little hot. You can see certainly with the OBV, buyers are in control, and no question about that. We're a little hot here. This, so you can see, right, last time we got up here, right, what happened, right? We started the sell-off. So it's a little bit early to be, just absolutely locked in on the idea that we're in an impulse here. Just can't say that yet. Maybe it is. All right, so let's go down. Let's try the 3 hour. This looks. Let's get this tightened up a bit here. We can take that off now. So let's get this dialed in here. So that looks like a reasonable candidate here. This all looks promising. So we'd have to trade this as a, looks like we'd have to go A, B, C into our 2 down here. I don't want to go 1, 2 there. So it looks like, however, we'd have to get it on the smaller degree here, 3, 4, and then it looks like that's going, so that looks like that's close to finishing. Well, so it's a good candidate here for the 3. You can see now here on the 3 hour how strong this move is. I don't think we're really, you see, you'd rather see this get another leg to go higher. So when the retrace starts, right now, well, we think of it this way, okay? If we retrace from, if this is the 3 high, and we're retracing down here to the 50, we're going to be approaching the wave 1 high. You'd rather see this stay as an impulse. So I'd prefer this. I prefer the buy of the 4 if we can get up. Well, note here we got an algo target here as well. If we can get up to this level. So if we can get a little more oomph in this, I sure would feel better here if we get up to this level. So let's take a look at that. If we could get to this, now we come down. Get this off. Now here's really where we're looking for it. So now we get something a little bit more like this. Now we feel better, right? Look at all the room we've got before we get to the 1 high. Leave that somewhere here. So this would get us up here. Now that's going to start to look a lot better, but we're going from, as our low here is was 121, trying to get to 134. I mean, this is a big move. And then we could see the median lines here. I'll be pushing up here. Might have to put the 2 on, but that kind of sets up rather nicely there. Pull this back here. So we've already, the 80% has been realized. So if you didn't catch the corner pocket there, which, if I'm not mistaken, was a golden, right? So we get a golden corner here, right? There's your golden corner, 80% realized. And if you're thinking about, well, look here's the algo target right there. All right, so here's the golden zone. Corner pocket goes right to target, right? We get a couple of ticks from it, and there's the reaction, right? So that's the profit taking. Right? It has more legs. Now we've just tagged second. Here's our, since we know the 1618 will be right on top of the 100, so here's the target we're looking for. So really the next trade that we're after, right, if you're a bull here, is this. That's what we want, right? So letting the geometry of the market frame it for us. Right? Remember, market does this for us, right? How convenient. So I'd like this a little bit better with a little more oomph up here. Just kind of looking here, so that we might have some structure we could play into here for help on this 4. Get that a little tighter. And there you go. So you're late, right? If you had to be up trading London Open to get that. And so this is, when did we hit that? On the 9th, right? So that's been going for a couple of weeks now. All right, since the golden corner went in. So I want a little more here, and I think that the 4 to the 5 is a good-looking trade, but then, of course, all that's going to do is set up the bigger retrace, and then you could go with a whole lot more confidence because we're even out here on a 3 hour now, we've got the potential here for a significant trend change. All right, so nothing out of the ordinary here, pretty much straight by the book, but kind of just re-emphasizing, guys, it's same thing all day, every day, right? Whatever It doesn't matter. Right? Second target, probably the 38 here, 2 to the 3, 38. My guess is this is going to be tied to something here. So there's one doesn't make target. We get to the 50, that's a bit far, right? It's a bit far for a front run. Looks like that's the last candidate for what they could have used, and there is the 618. So that's that's news driven. So likely this is on its way to get that target, right? And we get enough news here, enough buyers come in, so you can see we see buyers start to come in. We get this push, and that sets up the retrace here, which is the whole trade. So just real quickly, because I'm just trying to stay consistent and showing you guys here, we'll go over to our Renko template here. So you can see conditions are met for a buy. We've had the cross down here. The 8's above the 13, and the low of this bar, you got plenty of distance here as we get, well, let's zoom in there a little bit. All right, so here we get the cross. We've got plenty of distance here, so this is a buy all day long right there. So again, that's a question of how you want to approach the market. So out here on the daily, you'd be long, but now, right, if you're thinking of it over here with your Elliott hat on, you're buying into the idea that this has got more upside here, and we're going to go get that 3. We're going to go get this target here. Now that could, nothing says we have to stop when we get to the 1618, so that could keep going. But note the difference here. So here I'm on a, well, here, so this is on a 3 hour. Let me take this back to the daily so we can get some. It may be hard to see with the median lines and all of this on here. Let's clean that up. All right, so if I just trying to put them so you get the comparative context. Okay, looks very different just because of the way Renko bars are formed, but you can see this push here. Well, so the 1-2, you can see the 1-2 is right here. We're pushing in the 3, and that's all that is. Right, that's all reflected over here. You're seeing it differently. It's the advantage, and why I would encourage you to look, if you're going to trade this Renko template and use it, have your Elliott count right next to it, just like this. Right, so you're wondering, should I enter? Should I enter? Should I enter? Well, again, part of it is a function of what time frame are you trading on. So if you're trading on the daily, keep this on the daily. But if you go down to the 3 hour, of course, over here, this is going to look very different, right? So you had the opportunity to get in. Let's clear this up here. So we get an initial, well, here's the MACD crosses here. So you had well, what did we get there? Oh, that got up 261 pips, right? But then likely this is either a scratch or well, if you took it here, the stop is the most recent fractal. So you potentially now, depending on your risk tolerance and the amount of size that you took, you'd still be long. So all we've done here is go through that retracement that I just kind of outlined for you guys. All right, so you can see, right? So if you're entering, here, let's push it over one. So per this, here's where we get, yep, here's our confirm bar. Okay, so all the filters are met here. We get long here. The stop is under the most recent fractal, which is back here. So all that's happened here, yeah, you took some drawdown. It came right down to the golden zone. Boom. Right, so stop here. Now with that, I'd move the stop. So if your stop is initially right here under that fractal, now we have a new fractal to put it under. Right, so you get the idea here. We'd put it under, so your stop now under this fractal, which happens to be right at the golden zone. So absolutely perfect. So continuation here, looking for that to get up to that 3rd. All right, so all this is all systems go. Okay, guys, there you go. All right, back to you with, let's see what else you guys have posted. Okay, back.